It's Gino, Nicky, Louis Meatballs, Tony Hernia. It was the same fucking characters. And I remember when he was reading the pitch. If you've ever been to a pitch meeting, you don't know what happens in a pitch meeting. It's like three people, the producer, the writer, and then one of the actors, and you go over what you want for this. I wasn't the lead. The lead was some fucking dude. I never saw him before, never heard of him before. Anyway, and he's pitching, and at the end of the pitch, the people said, it sounds like a great idea for a script, blah, blah, blah. It's not something we're interested in. And then he goes, I love this genre. But after The Sopranos, this genre has been beat up. Dave, and even the last couple of years, The Many Saints, Irishman, we don't know what it really did because Netflix never gave you the numbers. But people that I talked to don't like The Irishman. And I'm like, I thought it was okay. Again, it was entertaining for me. I like De Niro. I like Joe Pesci. I wanted to watch Sebastian. But the problem was all these fucking movies sounded the same. Angelo, Johnny Boy, this, that. What I like about Sylvester Stallone is he did exactly what one of the writers from The Sopranos is on there. I can't think of his name right now. Great guy, great fucking writer. You got Taylor Sheridan on there, the guy that was the sheriff on Sons of Anarchy. He went out to become this big Hollywood icon. I remember John Bernthal was talking about him. And what they did was, I don't know if you watched this show, he gets out of jail after 25 years. I've always liked that idea. The idea of you not being in touch with the world and then coming out and rediscovering, exploring the world has always been a fascination of mine. All that shit, him going to New York and then telling them, listen, it's 2023. DraftKings is taking all our fucking gambling action. Fucking, there goes 50% of the VIG. The lottery takes our numbers. I can't compete with $2 billion. They've locked up the fucking, the ports. It's not as mobby as it used to be. The mafia has lost 60% of their fucking bread and butter. You still got loan sharking and all that shit, but, they're few and far between. When they show you a mob movie now, you see these guys driving Mercedes and shit. It's not the same. First of all, if there's a mob family, they're probably down to 20 fucking guys. And if you think that they just deal, like for years when you watch all these mobster movies, we just deal with other Italians. Well, there's not Italians left. They're all in jail, or it's tough to make a fucking dime here. So they're gonna have to be doing business with the brothers, with the Albanians, with the fucking Russians, with the Cubans for bookmaking. You have to grow as a mob family. That's what you have to do today. They don't want to show you that in these new movies. That's why they're all boring. Sylvester Stallone show takes you there. Like he gets to Oklahoma, he gets out of a cab, where does he go? A weed store, right? And he fucking shakes them down. And then who's the cab driver? A black dude. And he hires the dude to become his driver. Okay, I liked every facet of it, except the daughter hasn't talked to him in 20 years. Why has it always got to be the daughter, the missing daughter? They got to put it out there, So all that aside, I fucking love the show. He's hanging out with Gentiles. He's doing business with brothers. He's got a chick that's in the FBI that he talks to, whatever the fuck she is. That's a good show for me. It's tough to sell. That's why they used fucking Stallone. Because anybody else, like a medium range actor, is not going to sell that show. They're not going to jump on board, especially people from this area, like Italian. Oh, he's doing business with a Puerto Rican. But that's if you know anything about the mob today. If you Wikipedia the Genovese crime family, I don't know, one of those crime families, Lucchese, one of those, because I was reading this about a year ago. They were in jail, and in jail they teamed up with the brothers, whatever black gang there is in there, to sell cell phones. And then when the guy got out of jail, they were partnering up with the brothers to sell cell phones. Why have you not heard about that on a TV show? They don't talk about that shit. If you're going to make a show, make it fucking realistic. That's all I ask. But I enjoy that fucking show for that reason, because it's not the same, he's in love with Maria, his gumad. It just keeps going and going, and you're like, we're all looking for a fucking change. So 2023, this is what for some people right now, for the last 2 weeks, people have been thinking about Christmas and what they're going to get grandma and, what they're going to get their girlfriend or who they're going to get engaged to. I've been thinking about next year, and I've been pushing it on Patreon, on anything I do. I'm really focused on 2023, and unless you're fucking crazy, interest rates went down right before fucking New Year's Eve, so you got to buy a house. When before Mike got here, Trish was here, who sold me the house, and I said to her, "Your phone's ringing," and she's like, "Fuck yeah, it's been ringing," and she goes, "I just had surgery," so it's busy, but I think next year is going to be a little fucking rough for a lot of people. You're seeing the writing on the wall. This, when you go Christmas shopping this week, I was looking at, this is the shit I look at. A lot of people are using their cards, man. You got to pay for that shit. Well, a lot of people use them every year. But I think this year, between the food and the fucking... My neighbor told me the other day, she had a baking cost her $1,100 this year. For the same shit she spends $650, $700, $1,100 to bake. Between the eggs, this, that. They're fucking... They're not running a fucking charity out there at all. They used to... Compared to now, for years, I've been saying they're not running a charity out there. But now looking back, the last 10 years, they have been running a charity compared to what's out there now. I want to read a little more. I want to be a better dad. I want to be a better husband. You always got to put those down, because we always strive for, your house to be peaceful. I got a great house, guys. I'm not talking about the house or the size or the bathroom. I got a great home. It's peaceful. There's no yelling. There's no drugs in this fucking house. There's no alcohol. My wife is working again. I mean, it took us 2 years just to really get the law of the land, the layout of the land, and how to fucking make it happen here. But she's working. My daughter's doing fucking great. I could be doing a little better. Like, I wish, listen, I'm an action type of guy. Like, if you know anything about me, I like jumping up and down. But like I was telling you before, I can't anymore. I wish I could. I wish I could. I was thinking about Andy Huggins. He's somebody sent me a message if I would put him on the podcast. Andy Huggins is a great fucking guy. I've known Andy for many years in Houston. We're not tight. But whenever I was in Houston, I'd have conversations with him at the Lap Stop or at the Lap Spot years ago. Andy Huggins is 72 years old. You've never heard of him. He does cruise ships. But he's 72, and he's my idol, because he's doing it how I would do it. He just shot a special. It's on sale. It's on sale somewhere. You got to see this guy. And he gets up on stage once a week or twice a week. When I heard about Andy, like I just heard recently about him, but I always see he's on Instagram or Facebook taking pictures from different comedy clubs in Houston or one-nighters. They got a place called Rudyard's. That was great. It was like Monday night, Tuesday nights or something. That's the guy. Listen, I've come to a point in my life where I'm not going to get on planes. I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting on fucking planes. I just... not in the fucking mood for it. I looked to see what the plane tickets were like for February. My wife keeps torturing me about what are you going to do for your 60th birthday. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I want to get some chicken cutlets with some mashed potatoes and some cream corn with jalapenos in it. When the jalapenos are slapped, oh my God, that's good shit. That's what I'm in the mood to do. But I looked at the plane tickets for Aspen. Just one more hurrah in Aspen. Am I going to ski? I don't think so. I'll get my daughter in ski school. Yeah, I'll tube down one day and I'll February is a great month because it's low humidity. So the sun comes out and they do that bikini skiing, and it's just a great time of the year to go. And I want to celebrate my 60th birthday. Again, I'm not cheap, but I'm not paying. It was, guys, they want $1,400 to sit in the back of the plane.